Arnold, is really struggling to explain very simple things. If you go to page 8, by the way, from Kan's advice on the Daily Nation today, the issue on what you're talking about, the gazettement, is actually, there's a very good piece by Jonathan Mutua and Edwin Mutai. They say Parliament passed. Are you with me, Sammy?
Yep, carry on.
The National Assembly approved the report on the Finance and National Planning Committee that recommended an increase of the levy under Section 3 of the Road Maintenance Levy Fund. That was before Parliament was invaded. This was being done simultaneously, Sammy?
Yep.
Simultaneously as we were trying to pass that finance bill.
Right.
At the same time, it is exactly the same time that this was being passed, which means whether, in fact, even if the finance bill had passed, this would still be an option left for the president, where he was going to increase how much money he was going to collect from there.
It was a recommendation, and it was not to be implemented in the finance bill.
Additionally, the committee observes that the levy has not been varied since 2017, despite the increase in petroleum and prices per litre in Kenya over the years and increased cost of road maintenance repair. This was a decision. The anger that you see that members of parliament are having, and let me tell you, Sammy, why the RMLF is where they were invading. This is where loot is shared. Sammy, I want Kenyans to listen to me today. Money for roads is where money is stolen from. There are deals which were stricken. People had agreed how they are going to share this money. This is the money that members of parliament are added under CDF. That is why we are saying CDF must be removed and centered at the county governments. That is where the money that goes to Kera and Kura is shared. Sammy, and this money is why we are going to the fund, which is RMLF. Are you with me? So where we are looking at this, look at the amount of money that this percentage was going to raise. 116 billion shillings, isn't it? That is the deficit that the finance bill was trying to cure. So essentially, the finance bill has been dumped, but at the same time, the presidency decided they are going to use the RMLF to raise the same money that the finance bill was actually getting rid of. So the withdrawal of the finance bill is ineffective. In other words, what the president did is useless.
Okay, I remember, just a moment, I remember the Committee on Finance and Planning, in their report, they had made a recommendation that the road maintenance levy should be revised by 7 shillings.
Thank you.
But it was never in the amendments, in the list of amendments to make sure that it is now in the finance bill itself, because it was going to take a different process, which is what Kipchumba Murkomen, former CS, was pursuing through public participation, and eventually said that Kenyans have said they do not want the prices of fuel hiked. And you're saying that you're going to reorganize and look for money without affecting the price of fuel. And that is why what we've been discussing is about the process that has been followed. But I think we'll have to wait.
Lastly, Sammy, I want to ask you, and I want to ask my brother here, Arnold. Last year we had money for roads. Sammy, I want somebody to show me a tarmac road which has been finished by 20 kilometers. And yet you check how much money we spent on roads? Close to 115 billion shillings. So this is the money to be eaten. So my argument is, unless we stop these things, if you see, there's already a scandal about NTSA, there's already a scandal about how our airport was already being leased to some Indian company. Even when we are having a crisis with agencies, even when people are asking for sanity, this nonsense is still going on in front of our own video.
You've watched that video and you've listened to whatever Richard Onyonka is saying. Richard Onyonka is the Kisii senator. He is keenly and very much keen of serving our country economy and on how leaders are using the government allocation funds in various parts of the country. First and foremost, you must understand that the role of the Senate in this country is to oversee whatever the governor is doing. the governor. If you have misuses or she has misused the funds, he or she must be questioned. So the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, I have decided to display this video today in our platform. Richard Onyonka is coming and telling us about road construction. And I was just trying to check it here. Road construction on the money which was released by the government, and even 20-kilometer evidence of road construction have not been indicated as we are speaking. So that is a total failure, and it is a clear indication that we have corrupt leaders in this country who don't love themselves and even not having time for Kenyans. So Richard Onyonka is calling upon the head of state and all government top officials to be serious with their job. They must again ensure that Kenya is clearly composed based on the development agenda which they are having as leaders. And again, lastly, this is just a kind of shocking news that we are having bad governance in our country. And therefore, we must be keen enough on how we handle this situation. And I want to urge the government to consider and solving the problem. Roads construction, I've talked about it, and this is just the beginning. And I thank Richard Onyonka for such kind of a great thought, for such kind of a great mentality. Indeed, we have corrupt leaders. We have MCS who are corrupted. We have MPs who are corrupted. We have governors who are corrupted. They never mind even of helping Kenyans. They never mind even of assisting Kenyans. Their work is just travel, do this, do that. But they don't help Kenyans in working, in developing their own constituencies, their own county where they are coming from. That is what Richard Onyonka is now elaborating to us. I rest my case at that point. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. I want to appreciate you so much for your subscription to this channel, for your support, and as you bother the same boat with the members, please consider to like this video. It is still Zion Kenya TV YouTube channel, the home of the best politics, and not only politics, plus any other words of encouragement in this life.